Yo, 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 yo. Come on in, man. Come on in right quick.
It's time.
Let's have a quick conversation, man, because
It's time.
there's a lot of news that happened today, and I done kept y'all updated, but now I want to get y'all thoughts on it. That's why we're going to stop in right quick. Give y'all our quick thoughts, man, on what's transpired today. And look, you get what you ask for sometime. Me and
hmm
A1 been giving it to y'all um, point blank every step of the way. We said Ian Cunningham was our top candidate, going for the Falcon because of relationships. But
Right.
guess what? When you get everything in place and they brought the last two GM, hires in, the last two interviews, I'm sorry, last two interviews the last couple of days. And guess what? It
hmm
came true. But before we get it going, man, you know what to do.
What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling? New GM on deck. New news out. We got to get into all of it. Just like Smitty said, it's been a lot going on. Been a busy day all the way around. So it's just now. It's about to wind down, and we had to hit y'all with a late night pop up show. Cause hey, we just been waiting for that GM. That's the last little piece we was waiting on. But we're gonna get
Yep,
into it, man. Y'all come on in.
yep. Big John, what's up, big bro? We doing good, man. We were just waiting on this news to break up. Me and A1 talked about it, yesterday. Be prepared tomorrow with those last two interviews taking place, and we knew right after that we were going to get news. But what's up with this late night tip type shit? Why they keep hiring people late at night, man? They going out on dates. I want to know.
Hey
Talk to
man, they
me.
go they
I
they
mean,
go
cause
they going out to dinner, man. Now I wonder. This is what I wonder. Like, did Ian come to Arthur Blank's house too for another one of those steaks or whatnot? But or did what? How did they do this? Like, I just you never know. But I again, I just knew it was his job to lose. I feel like we just always felt like he was the top candidate, and somebody would have to come in and just really like kind of like just shake the boat for him to even have any
right,
kind of turbulence. But I mean, I
right,
will say, Lifford, he did come in and he did impress and was able to get a second interview. But I knew that he was going to have to impress again to overtake the top candidate. A
right,
guy who is well rounded, it's an all the way around, just like over the 18, 19 years of him just being around. He's been different. He's been in different areas. He's been the player personnel, been the scout, been assistants, and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, man, like it was Ian's job to lose. He obviously did not lose it. And I got something else that I'm going to read to you guys too. If you want to, if since we already really already into Ian Cunningham, we really was going to do something else. But Ian Cunningham, he lived in Roswell, Georgia, as a kid with his when his father Lewis was a VP of marketing for the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta. Now, Ian Cunningham himself said, as a Falcons fan, growing up in Roswell when the Dirty Birds were rolling, the Braves were on fire, and the city was hosting the Summer Olympics, I lived the passion of Atlanta sports fans, and I can't wait to be a part of bringing that fire and energy back to the city. It's been incredible to build a relationship with Matt over the last several weeks and have an immediate connection with Kevin. I can't wait to work with both of these great football minds to put a team on the field everyone will be very excited about. We all share the same vision for what the Atlanta Falcons should and will be, and it's time to work. That was posted by Mark Ramonde, and it was the comments of new GM for the Falcons, Ian Cunningham.
I'm right here eating at 11 o'clock at night down to 12 o'clock.
See
But
there?
I get what you're saying, Chris. Miss Carey, what's good? Um, Jason makes a great point. Oz knew some treats because he did work in Baltimore. He's also worked in Philadelphia. So he's had experience in some of the best front offices of teams right now that are thriving. So that's a good thing. So now we get, the repercussions of what he has to offer as far as knowledge of working in the front office and him being an assistant and help put together that Chicago Bears team that's currently just ended in a divisional run. This is a positive. But let's take a step back right quick, and we're gonna talk about it. And Kirk Cousins, y'all see him in the background. News came out. Josh Kendall of the Athletic put it out. He will likely be released before March 13th, and this is good news because let's be real, we can't take that $68 million cap hit. We need the cap space to keep building this team, and now that we have everything in place, it's time to start shedding salary to try to build up salary cap space, get towards 35 to 40 million, so we'll have enough adequate space to make the right moves. Because you got to think, you still got guys like Caden Ellis without a contract. You still got, Arnold Ebiketie without a contract. You have other guys that were on the last year of their deals. So we'll see in the coming weeks or the coming months how this team will start being constructed once the new league year starts March the 13th, I think it is. So we'll see how it plays out. But Kirk Cousins absolutely had to be one of the first cut cap casualties going into the new league year, and to get this news right at this point when hiring and bringing in a new GM, who knows, it might have been his first call to tell them, shed that salary. I want to come in with more cap space. But
well, I mean, of course,
tell me your thoughts right quick.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, we've been talking about it, really, bro. There was no way we could keep him. Come on now, like, you have to start side-eyeing people who just think that we was going to just keep Kurt and pay that $67 million. $67 million for what? This isn't Kirk Cousins when he was with Stefanski a few years ago. At the end of the day, you had to make the move, and I'm not surprised about that at all. I was fully expecting for Kirk Cousins to be cut because we need the cap space. We need that all the way. Well, honestly, when the contract was restructured, I knew it was over with. But again, they're going to give him the opportunity to go see if he can find a starting job somewhere else. I would not be surprised. What's good, family? But I would not be surprised at all if Kurt end up back in Atlanta as an insurance policy, just like how he's been the past 2 seasons. So
yeah, because either way it go, if they bring him back, guess what? He's gonna be getting paid twice because they're gonna be bringing him out double the checks. Because if you sign him to a new deal that's reconstructed, that's team friendly, it's probably still gonna be in the range of 20 to 25 million. Let's keep it real. Because he's a veteran for one, and there's a such thing as a vet minimum. So I think the vet minimum for his age is probably about, I know it's over $10 million. So you got to add on to that outside of the vet minimum. So it's going to be 25 at least, in my opinion. But
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Miss Carey said she loving the hire. But yeah, Kirk Cousins out of Atlanta. Quarterback choices are thin. So what I would do, probably tomorrow, I would start throwing out quarterback options, since this is now something we have to look forward to. And me and Chris, now that we have a GM, we can give y'all our stay or go Falcons.
Yes,
those shows about to hit the airwaves soon, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that.
Yes, but it's lots of content on the way.
Story of the night. Mr. Ian Cunningham is not a Falcon GM, and Chris started and alluded to it already. So we're gonna just keep on, with this Ian Cunningham thing right quick. But before we keep going, man, y'all see the little ticker at the bottom. Drop them super chats, crank it up. Definitely would be appreciated, man. Like I tell y'all all the time, I don't give a damn if it's $2. Drop them super chats, and it will be definitely appreciated, because the platform is cutting back on what they pay you for your videos. So now, donations are really greatly appreciated even more now. But Miss Carey, and then I get to my boy Tay. She said, bye-bye, Kurt. $100 million. I don't want to cut him and bring him back and give him more money.
I don't.
We have him $100 million already. He can play quarterback for free with the money he's making. I agree with that.
Yeah,
That's absolutely true.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you when you're right. I don't want to bring him back either. It's just I'm thinking about safe bets and thinking about past relationships. We know that this is where it goes. So I'm just saying if it does happen, just don't be surprised because we've already talked about it. But hopefully, no. Hopefully we don't even go that route. And hopefully we honestly can possibly, I mean, we could still pivot to Mac Jones, but we also could just try to get like a little lesser quarterback type bridge option that's not so expensive because we still believe in our quarterback Michael Penix and whenever he's going to be able to come back.
Yep. But had a little technical difficulties, man. I don't know what happened with the stream. It just went out. But I'm back, man.
Technology, man.
Granddad said I thought it was nothing less than $25. Man, look, they taxing everything, man. Trust me. They taxing everything. Drea, appreciate you. I appreciate you. My homegirl Drea, man, she's showing love as usual, man. Appreciate you.
Man.
She said, evening, do you think it's possible that part of the hiring process was to send the prospective GMs to the Super Bowl where the final decision was based on their performance and evaluating talent and how it fit our vision? This is an excellent point, man. When you think about it, it is right on point because one thing about it, they've been evaluating probably for the last month or so or a little bit over a month. And as I told y'all, I think Matt Ryan has been behind the scenes, doing what he do, trying to learn how to evaluate and to see how a deep of a playoff run that they made with Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham. It was absolutely part of the decision why they took him. What they've put together in Chicago, building that team from the ground up. One, as I told y'all on the previous video, y'all can go check it out. You look at the move they made via the draft with Caleb Williams. You look at Roma Dunze. You look at free agents like Montez Sweat, and Grady Jarrett and whoever else they brought in via free agency. They retooled their offensive line, bringing in 2 starters via trade. So they've done their homework, and I absolutely think the evaluation process had to do with what they've done the last 2 years in Chicago, and the reason why Leppard got a final interview. They wanted to give it one last run to see what he brought to the table because y'all remember he was part of the Patriots team that were building championship teams, and then you go to Houston and look at what he did with DeMeco Ryans and that team right now. It's all about growth and development, scouting. That's what Terry Fontenot did well. So that's why part of the reason why he got the job. You have to be able to scout talent to bring in talent to make your team better. So I absolutely think it was absolutely them evaluating the talent and how it fit the vision. That's a great point, Drea. Go ahead, Chris.
Yep, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, I think she was saying like when she said SB, it might have been the Senior Bowl.
Right.
But still, either way it goes, yes, you can have these guys go down there and evaluate that talent. You had to bring in somebody with scouting experience, regardless, because of what Terry could do. Terry was a scout for the New Orleans Saints for years, and coming up throughout that rank, you still was going to have someone that could scout talent. You look at the Chicago Bears and what they have done. Being, like you said, building it from ground up, and now they're a playoff team. They got the coach that they needed, and you see that they are having progressions. At the end of the day, you still have the relationships as well with Ryan Poles. So I think about it, and I'm like, it was Ian's job from the beginning to lose. He would have to lose the job. I always felt like he was the top guy. And again, Leppard, he gave a fight, at the end of the day, because being a Georgia native himself, so you think about it, it came down to Georgia boys. Who was going to be the one that's going to be the best fit? And again, I just think about how well-rounded Ian is, not just as a scout, but other positions that he has been in his 18 years of serving in the NFL. And I just believe just that little bit was able to inch out Leppard, even though he did, scouting for the Patriots for 9 seasons, been to Super Bowls, championship games, etc. I get it. But being able to have a guy that you really can just go knock on his door and you can really ask him about multiple things and really can ask him about all things, I'm sorry, that's invaluable. You can't put a price on that. So
absolute facts. Facts. But Miss Carey wants to know.
What
She
you
said,
got?
putting in that work, covering the Falcons, working overtime. Salute to y'all. Hit the like button, everyone.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Gary.
appreciate you, Miss Carey, as always. Um,
Thank you.
Grandazzer, he said, super chats. Yeah, Google take 30%. Yeah, they get you, man. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
they
Like,
definitely cutting
and
back.
that's recently happened too. Like, I mean, I'm not even necessarily where Smitty is just yet, but I'm just even thinking about it when I get there. I'm like, man, y'all already just be cutting off the content
Yeah,
creators.
because I mean, I could just look back at just 3 years ago, man. 2, 3 years ago when I, started getting monetized, it's more than half of what I was making back then. So, that's why I say, super chats are well, they appreciate it more than ever now because it's basically the only way we making money on this thing, man. Let's keep it real.
Mhm.
But Phil Savage say Stefanski is a weak yes man, zero backbone, and player development is non-existent. That's something that yet to be seen. That's
Uh,
something that yet to be seen. Yeah, she
we're
may
gonna
have
see what
meant senior.
happens.
She may have meant senior bowl, but I still think like I said, being able to um, do what you need to do to scout talent is something that landed the job for him.
Uh,
Being said, I really appreciate you two men because y'all speak what y'all truly think and not just by who y'all are around at the time. God bless you both and your families. Appreciate you, Ben. No
thank you.
doubt. Appreciate you, my guy.
God bless. Seriously. Huey, what's up?
Matt is about to get offensive line together, something we never really had. I don't agree with that. We've always had a great offensive line. We've had a great line for the last 10 to 15 years, especially when Matt played. Then when he was about to leave, they put together a run first line that suited what Arthur Smith liked. So look, um, we may not, agree with what the move that they make, but they've always put together a solid line. Even when Michael Vick was here, even when Chris Chandler was here, we've always had a decent offensive line. Now we had times where we had a lot of injuries and we had to retool the line, and yeah, I can remember those days. But yeah, I mean now they may put together a better line that better suits what Kevin Stefanski is going to run in Atlanta, and it better suits what what quarterback we're going to have because they got to bring the pass protection better, knowing that Micah Penix is coming back from an injury, and you may have a young quarterback or a veteran quarterback that needs protected. So yeah, you got to upgrade the offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
uh Granddad said maybe a drag, but yeah, Patreon and PayPal yeah, get more of the funds and quicker in fashion. Yeah, but
That's true.
I had my cash app hacked before, so I don't mess with that stuff no more.
That Patreon, man, I've been thinking about that myself, but
Whoa, D'Angelo, I appreciate you, my guy.
D'Angelo got the super chat of the week.
Hey, I appreciate you, my guy. Hey, that's much love there, man. That's love. I appreciate that, from the heart, my brother. Appreciate you. If you got a question, make sure you throw it down. I don't give a damn if you got 3 questions. Throw them down now.
Right. Willie.
Willie, my boy Willie, man, Willie be donating on the regular videos. He'll drop, you know, thanks on the regular videos, man. Like I said, I don't care if it's $2, he drop it. So I gotta give sure Willie some love, man. But Willie say, man, working the night shift. Good to hear you and A1 break this down. 2 questions. Why did it take so long? And do we trade back? Those are 2 excellent questions.
Oh, yeah.
It took so long because, like I said earlier, I think they were doing their due diligence and they just didn't want to make. And like Arthur Blank said, he don't want to make any more mistakes. And how do you not make mistakes? You take your time and do it the right way. And look, I'm guilty of saying, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm guilty of saying that I don't think you should hire a coach before the GM. But at the same time, this is what you hire Matt Ryan for to make these tough decisions. So I get it. And we were the last team without a GM. So I look, sometimes you got to make the tough decisions, and sometimes you got to hit things in the mouth while they're presented right at you. Because if they wait on Kevin Stefanski, he goes to Tennessee the next day, they lose him, and we in the same boat as to trying to get a guy that we really didn't want, that we forced to get, and we have no chemistry with.
Robert
And
Sala.
and then that's why it took so long. And since Matt was in place, and I mean it happens. But that first question, you go ahead and ask, give your thoughts on why it took so long.
Oh shoot, man, we know why it took so long. Again, you could not go into. My thing is everything had to be calculated because you're getting rid of the new head, a 2-year head coach. You're getting rid of Terry Fontenot, so you're tearing this thing down, trying to rebuild it. I feel like if we would have hired guys just like boom, boom, like just off of virtuals, pretty much, I feel like that's honestly really, hustling backwards. So I'm glad that the Falcons did their due diligence. Now, would I have liked for the coach and the GM to kind of be around the same time? Of course, but at the end of the day, you can't, Catholic, you can't complain about everything. At the end of the day, we have a coach, Kevin Stefanski, someone that can work with Matt Ryan. Matt likes both of the hires in Ian and in Kevin. And then Ian even said himself over the last few weeks, he's been bonding with Matt Ryan. So again, his job to lose. And then you also said just that instant chemistry with Kevin. So they all have a vision in mind. Hopefully they can put their heads together and be able to, have that vision come into fruition. But that's just, you just got to do your due diligence. We have been out of the playoffs for over 8 seasons. We cannot afford to let this continue to fester like the New York Jets, who haven't been since 2012. 2010. Yeah. 2010. Yeah. And, AFC championship game, but still, you haven't been there. And we don't need to be trying to catch up to them. We need to end this. And so that's why it took so long. And then said,
do we? Okay, go ahead. My bad.
I'm about to say, don't forget about the trade back question.
Too. Yeah, that's what I was finna go. Yeah, I knew you were cutting it short, but the trade back, absolutely, we have to keep that in mind. We only have 5 draft picks, and if we get a trade, say like we have a second round pick around 48, pick 48 is what it is. If we trade back, I would say towards the end of the second round, I think we can pick up at least 2 more picks. Why? Because with the trade points, I think you can probably get, bottom of the second, you'll get a second round, maybe a 5th round, and maybe a 7th round pick. So trading back has to be an option because you have so many free agents and you have so many depth spots to fill, especially at the receiver position. So you absolutely have to, consider trading back. But what you think about that, right quick?
Bro. Shoot, bro, I was asking us to trade back for the last 2 seasons. Shoot, you think I'm changing now?
Yeah, I know you said that last year. Absolutely.
I ain't changing now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, we only got 5. My thing is, Ian needs more draft picks in order to do what he do. I feel like it's kind of unfair. And honestly, let's just keep it real right now, Falcons fans. Let's talk about this on January 29th at 11:52.
Right.
If Ian only has 5 draft picks and he is unable, because you need 2 to tango, sometimes 3, and everything, and he can't find anybody to trade with or willing to trade out of their spot, don't go jumping on Ian's back because he only had 5 draft picks and he did the best that he could with 5 draft picks. I'm just saying, let's be fair, because he didn't have as many draft picks as Terry when he first came in. Well, Terry had like 7, 8,
7, 8. They had 2 in 1 round, and actually 2 years ago, I think they had about 9, if I'm not mistaken. And they end up trading 2 of those to trade up and back. So yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like just want to give it with a grain of salt. Even if he doesn't trade at all, even if he stays put all the way around, it's just like as long as he's taking like the best draft picks that he possibly can. I don't know what his philosophy is. I can't wait really until Tuesday because I would love to hear what his philosophy is going to be. Is his best player available? Is it best position available? Like what is it going to be? Let's try to see if we can get any kind of indication on.
I think they're gonna put, to be honest, I think they're gonna put need this year before best player available. That was one of Terry's pet Pete. That was one of his best, sayings. We're gonna take the best player available. But now you have to take best position, what you need available. because at the end of the day, you got just like I said, so many things to feel. But D'Angelo, again,
Mm,
appreciate the donation. How do y'all feel about the Falcons drafting Carson Beck? Man,
mm.
A1 talked about this
Oh,
extensively.
oh my
Yeah,
God. Carson Beck?
D'Angelo, man.
That's
And
tough.
actually, shout out to my boy G. Let's get it, G. He sent me a question on YouTube about this, and I still got to do the video. But to look at, mm, mm, mm. You know
Where
what,
what
D'Angelo, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Because of the guy that we got, the coach that we got, knowing now that he's worked with so many veterans and he can probably find a way to use Carson Beck. Because let's be real, he has prototypical size, he has an NFL arm, and I think all he needs to do is just get in the playbook and and just learn the game. And because sometimes I think Carson Beck's problem is I don't think he studies the game enough
he be in
because
his head?
he's got the talent. He's definitely got the talent, but I just think he be in his own head sometimes, like
Yeah.
Chris said. And sometimes when you in your own head and you overthinking things, you liable to make mistakes. Because if you seen his time at Georgia and his time now at Miami, some of the big games that he's played in, he just made simple mistakes where he just made bad judgments. And that lets me know he's in his head a lot of the time. He has the prototypical size, the NFL arm. I just think he needs to land up under the right coach. And the Falcons could be that team. And I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to put this in the video and I go more into this. But I feel like if he's there on day 3 at some point, the Falcons might take a chance on him. Why? Because if you have to go out and sign a quarterback, with Michael Pittman probably being a backup until he comes back, or you have to have a backup until he comes back. When he comes back and you move on from that bridge guy, you bring in a Carson Beck. Now you have someone to battle Michael Pittman for that starting spot in 2027. So I could see it. I could absolutely see it. But what you think, Chris, right quick?
It's not a need. It's a need, but it's not like when you look at the Falcons, you see other holes just in the quarterback. You still have a quarterback on a rookie contract. Yes, I understand the injury situation, but I'm going to be real with you. You can still go out and still get a bridge quarterback for cheap. I got a name right now. I don't like it, okay? But at the same time, I got to be real. Especially with having Ian Cunningham now. I said before in the chat that you could get somebody like Carson Wentz, but you also could mess around and have somebody like Case Keenum too. And my thing is, you look at Carson Wentz, not familiar with Stefanski, but familiar with the system. Case Keenum, familiar with Stefanski. Kirk Cousins, familiar with Stefanski. So basically, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, if you're just needing like a bridge guy, you have a few guys that you could go. Like, again, they're not sexy names at all, but they are veterans that are familiar with not only the system, or if not the coach, then at least the system.
And what have we been saying about the whole hiring process what Matt Ryan's been going through? He's all about familiarity. So we know that if they get a quarterback, Stefanski's going to be familiar with him. And I get it that y'all a lot of these names that y'all don't want, but at the same time, we ain't really got the cap space to be picky.
Not right now. We have better cap space. We look better in 27, and that's another reason why we need to go ahead and be extending certain skill players now.
Right, absolutely. Andrea, this is what I was saying on the previous video. When you think about the bridge, having a bridge quarterback, you got to think about 2027 when Arch Manning is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You have other guys coming out, other than him. I think the 27 class, quarterback class in college football is going to be better than 2021 class when we had all these guys come out. And look, the reason why I'm putting this out there. We really don't know what's gonna happen with Michael Penix. They can tell y'all anything, but we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. They saying they want him to be part of the future. They want him to be part of the future, but that's not a definite. We could be looking at the draft at another quarterback in a little bit over a year, depending on how this year turns out, and depending on how 26 turns out.
Hey, bro, I'm just wondering, would Michael Penix get the Matt Ryan treatment? And what I mean is, would they just continue to try to build around him and not even give any kind of indication of getting a quarterback drafting wise to be behind him to even put any fire on this behind?
That's a great question, because Matt Ryan never had a challenge as long as he was the quarterback. Now, the only thing that the person that they put behind him was Matt Schaub. And when Matt Schaub played against Seattle that game, he threw for 500 yards. And that was the only time he had competition. But let me say this. The only reason I think it won't go that way, because I bet Matt Ryan wish he would have had somebody behind him to put a fire up under him. So he's not going to let any other quarterback go through that. While he's the president of football, he's going to keep everything in a straight line. He's going to keep it to where the quarterback's going to have to compete year in and year out to keep their job, and that's really anybody on the team, not just the quarterback. But I think for him to keep his job and keep his job going in the right direction, he said it himself. Competition, you talk about be it playing physical, offensive and defensively winning the game in the trenches, he got all that covered. So I don't think we'll have to worry about that again. But when we talk about 2027 and that being Michael Penix's fourth year and possibly without a fifth year option, that's why I think you will possibly see a quarterback drafted in 27, depending on where we end up in the draft process. Because I just don't see that just happening again. Not going, going without a quarterback and going through that phase again. But said it took long because of contract negotiations. You have to keep interviewing to drive down the price. That's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Absolutely. Not nothing to be taken lightly at all. I'm just honestly looking at some of the Bears players, because you think about it, man, there are guys that are going to be unrestricted free agents, and some of these guys right now, they're looking kind of cheap. You may have to be able to get some guys, maybe fill out some rosters. I see a couple safeties. Now I see Kevin Byard, but I think they're going to try to bring him back. He played well for them. Brisker can probably be another one that's going to probably end up coming back. But you got Jonathan Owens. You got Nashawn Wright. I know he had those interceptions, but I know he had some trouble in coverage too. But I really just believe it's going to be a Bear or two that even come over, even if it ain't nothing but special teams. Being Duvernay, it could be Devin Duvernay.
We need help at the receiver position, and with who was that as a kick returner? Agnew not doing that on kick return and special team being bad. Yeah, Duvernay could definitely be an option, because you got to remember Duvernay is a 4-3 guy, so he can fly.
Yeah,
you talk about Taylor Gabriel all over again. He can be that guy.
And that's what I'm saying. And he can play a little wide receiver if you need him for a cheap option to there. But definitely, I'm thinking about special teams. We need somebody that can get some pop back there. And Devin, he's definitely been one of those guys. And he's only 28. He's still only 28. He only made $1.1 million last year. So
affordable contract.
Contract. Now I will say about Nashawn Wright. Now he had them 5 interceptions, but again, like I said, he did have some trouble in coverage, and Bears fans let him know about it a lot. And the Bears, they have like a cornerback room that is kind of full too. They got a lot of different first rounders and some just top talent in that room.
Right.
His market value, which is surprising to me, because I know he only made even 1.1 million, no extra change or nothing. But
no tax, no nothing.
No tax, no nothing. But again, he was at the end of his rookie contract.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, because he's been traded before, but his market value is going to be 16 million. And I'm like, nah.
That makes sense though. I mean, it's his first contract,
Mm-hmm.
and you know with the numbers he put up, you factor that in, and then you know his agent is going to ask for anything at that or above. But C. Bryant said he finally caught it live, man. Hey, C. Bryant, I'm glad you finally caught it live, my guy. And he
Hey,
said
what's
the
that?
next couple of years for us will be interesting. They are make or break years, and that's absolutely true, man. It's definitely make or break. And with Matt Ryan taking over and being the first time, being in the front office for the first time and being in his position, it's definitely make or break because one setback can make it bad for Matt and everybody else in that front office. Because just like we have been in the playoff for 8 years, ain't no room for mistakes, period. So this is why it's been time consuming.
Yeah, man. But again, I don't even mind it, man. You know, it's just sometimes we get a little antsy, but you think about it ultimately, man, just like C. Bryant was saying, and just like we've been talking about the whole entire time, y'all, like make or break, it has to work, regardless of decisions being made. Are they the most popular? No. But guess what? There are people here now that are trying to put the logo in have the logo in its best interest. At least that's what
Right.
they're saying. The actions will still have to be proven because the good intentions is nothing without the good action. So again, we're just going to stay optimistic. You know, so I do like the Ian Cunningham hire. You know, so like again, I feel like he was the top guy anyway. So Ian, you know, so come in here, do your thing, Stefanski, keep it in the road, and you know, make sure that you're having this offense humming, and just the team in itself just playing together. Olbrich, Nate Ollie, hey man, make sure that take two is better than take one because I know sometimes the sequel
Right.
ain't always as good as the first one. So it's like I'm expecting camaraderie to be able to overtake, you know, so any kind of like any kind of walls that we all run into. So let's
Yeah.
just get after it, man. I'm ready for football season already.
Hey, Ron said he'll sign somebody from Walmart before he signs somebody before he draft Carson back. That's bad.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
I ain't saying that he trash. It just honestly, man,
he
I
just needs some development, man. Let's
yeah,
keep it real.
yeah. It's almost kind of like, you know, looking at Stetson Bennett because you know he was one thing at Georgia. He still has some development he has to do, and you know Carson does too. I mean, Carson got an arm though. I will say that Carson does have an arm, and one thing about it, a team will take, you know, a chance on that arm to just say, well, if I can just tweak it just a little bit, I can have myself a quarterback. So I can still see Carson being drafted. But 2027, that's going to be an interesting year regardless. So Michael Penix, it's really the ball is going to be in your court. I still don't think that we should rush him. I think, you know, since the doctors don't be trying to don't nobody be trying to bribe the doctors or anything like that, man. Y'all let the doctors do their job. If the man ain't ready, the man ain't ready. If he is, then I'm gonna take it for what it is. But
And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I really hate he said what he said
I
because
do too.
now you giving people hope that
Yes.
you're gonna be ready for the season start, and you got to think: are you gonna be ready for training camp? Are you gonna be ready for preseason? See, these things you got to answer, and I
Yeah.
don't think he'll be ready for either, no matter what he says. So I mean, like I said, Zach Klein threw the question out there, bait him into answering, and I think he threw out an answer. He just think everybody want to hear. So I mean, he giving us confidence, but at the same time, you know, sometimes you just don't want to, you know, give people the wrong impression. But I went to a card show last weekend and found a Taylor Gabriel card. My life is complete.
There we go.
Everybody liked Turbo, man. Everybody.
Hey,
Turbo was a good guy, man. He always took out time for fans to take pictures. I saw him take a picture with a Falcon fan in LA. She flew all the way out to LA to that Rams playoff game. He went to the sideline, took a picture with her, and rest is history.
Love it. That's what we love right there, man. Yeah, old Turbo.
Eric, I'm gonna give y'all a defensive tackle prospect probably tomorrow or Saturday. He's a guy from Florida State. I want y'all to go check out his tape. But I'm gonna give my quick analysis on that tomorrow or Saturday. Right kind of reminds me of Diggs, and that's not good. Wow. Wow. That's oof.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. I told you he had trouble in coverage. He did. He did.
But you
It's
know,
like,
you remember Diggs had all those interceptions. There was a lot of those tip passes. So I get where he going with that. I get where he going with that.
But my thing is, you see who they paid. They paid Bland.
Yeah, and that was the right move because he was better in coverage. A lot of UGA guys are predicted to go undrafted or late round. I can see that. And you know, and sometimes that's how you find the gems. Some that fall and some that are not drafted. Our linebacker room is terrible. Also, especially we don't re-sign Ellis. Do we try Troy Anderson again? Hell no. Troy Anderson can't stay off the injury report. I say no. You just let him
What?
Little man say our
little man.
linebacker room.
Little man, you ain't trolling this now, little man. Troy Anderson, man. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that's the Julio Jones pick. But my gosh, no, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't do it with Troy. I'm mad that we kept Troy because we lost out on Nate by keeping Troy.
I don't want to go down this road again.
Okay,
but just look at the people that came after Troy Anderson that could have helped this team tremendously. And I'm not gonna get into names. Y'all just go back to the draft. And y'all will probably punch the screen and break out TV and everything else. Just whatever y'all do, don't go back to the draft and look at that pick again. That was one of the worst picks of Terry Fontenot the entire time as GM. And yeah, I said it. And don't get me wrong, Troy Anderson could be a superior talent, but he was a project player to begin with. He was a former quarterback and running back that switched to linebacker. He's a great athlete. But sometimes, when you make those kind of moves, this is why you lose your job. Because somebody like that, let's be real, there's no disrespect to Troy. He should have been every bit of a 5th or 6th or 7th round pick, a day 3 pick. Period. They reached.
I just wish the Falcons just didn't draft him at all. That's just me personally. Oh, who are y'all surprise cuts? Woo, but we getting that kind of early. But
man, I was looking at a video, a short I did today on Troy Anderson when Chris said that last year. And that video, that short got 17,000 views. I you know what I do? Just for you, Josh. I'll give you one. And you might not like it.
Uh-oh.
Whew. Man.
I'm trying to think. So
Darnell Mooney.
Would that be a surprise though? Well, I guess
it'd be a surprise because they owe him so much money. He has a lot of dead cap space. Yeah, I'll go Darnell Mooney. And if you want me to go a little bit further than that, I have to say, and it's really not a surprise, but I would say for cap space reason, I would say Caleb McGarry.
Dang, yeah. I felt like you was gonna go with that one. Okay, since we're talking about surprises, this would be a surprise, but would it? I'm gonna go with Ryan Newzeel.
Nah, that wasn't no be so. He's on a 1-year deal. So yeah.
Boy, we signed him to a 2-year deal, and it runs.
Oh, yeah. But it is really an option for a second year. Let's be real.
It includes
Go ahead. My bad.
No, I said it includes a $6.25 million guaranteed. The total value of it was only $9.5 million anyway. So it wasn't really even a bad contract. You really could keep him.
Oh, no. He'll be a backup. Either way it go. If he stays, he'll convert to being a backup again. So I mean, look, it might not be a cut. So I mean, if they do cut him, they'll probably sign him to a cheaper deal and bring him back. So he's already got his money. So look, he'll sign for a cheaper deal, and he's a better backup anyway.
I mean, I still think that he would be serviceable. I think you could, keep him on the team. And my thing is, the only reason why you would be making him a backup is if you're going to get somebody like, for example, Tyler Lindenbaum.
That's the number one guy. Granddad said he like Kyle Lewis as the new edge rusher out of Pittsburgh for the new linebacker. Y'all got to think too. We could see more of Jalen Walker as a off-ball linebacker this year. He worked on being an edge rusher, but I could see him more as an off-ball guy this year. Do you think we replace Kyle Smith? If so, with who? What was Kyle Smith? He was the
assistant. No, he wasn't an assistant. He was player personnel, was it?
Player personnel, yeah. So I mean, they still looking. They may already have filled that spot. They may have already filled it. I mean, I just got to research it. Not gonna lie. I don't know right now. I have to look at it and I'll get back to you on that one, Ricky. Drea said, Matt said unfinished business. He's still chasing that ring, so he has got to get this right. Just trust the process. And Drea, that's what we doing.
Love it.
And this is why we giving y'all this feedback, man. We trying to keep a lot of y'all level-headed because y'all been going off ever since Matt got hired. So look, I'm telling y'all, you got to trust the process, man. Granddad throwing out some names, man. He said Jacob Rodriguez. And I know who that is. A riser in the draft of stud. He was part of that Texas Tech defense that was top 15 in the nation last year in every category. So yeah, we'll see. But linebacker is definitely a need. Marlon Davis was under Terry. Yeah, he was under Terry, I think.
Right.
I think he was one of Terry's first picks.
Real quick, market value for Linderbaum, $17.7 million.
Ooh. So look, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. This is an excellent time to bring this point up. Kyle Pitts is in that same range. 16 to 17 million. What do? Do you bring back your one of your offensive weapons, or do you upgrade your offensive line to protect the quarterback and help your run game?
Well, like on the interview that we had with Todd McClure, I'm expect us to build up the middle.
And I absolutely 200% agree, because at the end of the day, we went out and got an all-pro center and Alex Mack. What happened?
Yeah. Oh shoot, Super Bowl, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Look, that's all we need to say. And I'm not trying to rib y'all up to say we going to the Super Bowl if we get him, but he gives us a damn good chance to be a good offense again. And if we have what we think we have in the right play caller or play callers, and Stefanski and Reese, anything is an upgrade over Zach Robinson.
And Linderbaum is only 25. New Zealand is 28.
So he would definitely get 100 year, or he would probably get a 5-year, $100 million deal.
Yep, he can easily be your center for years to come.
Because honestly, you just said 17 million, right?
17.7 million is the market.
If you give him 5 years, 100 million, that's 20 million a year.
Yeah, it is. It would be.
Hey. So I mean, you go for it. I mean, you go and look. You got to think about it. You're gonna need that anchor on the offensive line. And Todd said it, and I'm gonna add this point. Jake Matthews is along in the tooth. Caleb McGarry is not the future at right tackle. So you're gonna need somebody from Lindstrom to Bergeron. And if you had Linderbaum, that is the core of the offensive line. Those tackles, you can draft somebody or sign somebody to fill those tackle positions. But when it comes to the run game, the interior of that line is the most important part. That is the brain of the offense. So, look, I'm telling y'all, Tyler Linderbaum, and shout out to Berto, shout out to Kill. They brought this to my attention at first because I wasn't even really thinking about that part. But that was probably one of the smartest. That would probably be one of the smartest moves this offseason if they signed a free agent. And there's no disrespect to Kyle.
Well, you know, they're eligible, you know.
Right.
You know, they're reporting eligible, so you know they're in the trenches. So I wasn't surprised, but when I had heard it from the guys myself, and shout out to the fellas, man.
Yeah. C. Bryant, he said they need to stop playing and bring Covington's own Eric Stokes back home. He had a very good season with Las Vegas. And if y'all know Eric Stokes, former UGA cornerback, speed demon, runs a 4.3, 4.2, I'm sorry. He runs a 4.27, and we need cornerback help. He could be a great rotational piece, or he can battle for that number 2 spot. So, C. Bryant, I agree with that 100%.
I think we're going to end up signing a corner and drafting one.
Oh, I see it. I see it because I'm telling you, and I'm gonna be real. Cornerback or wide receiver in the second round, point blank period. That's the only way you can go because you need depth at both positions. Because you got to think, Billy Bowman is coming back. D. Alford is a free agent. Clark Phillips, I don't think is coming back. Mike Hughes, he signed a 3-year deal, but most of his money was tied into that first season. He could be cut. So we need cornerback help. And think about it. Stefanski comes over from Cleveland. I think Denzel Ward may be cut by the Browns, so you can see him in Atlanta on a team-friendly deal. So, I mean, we got ways to go, and how this thing going to shake out, we don't know. But, look, I think, like you said, you can see some Bears, you can see some Browns. But a lot of GMs like to bring their players that they brought in on their own. He said y'all forgot McGarry just signed a contract. They wouldn't gain camp cutting him. They wouldn't, but we'll see, man. Because
that's another reason why it's a surprise cut. You would be surprised if they did.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, man, I could just see the way it might shake out. I just don't think he fits what Stefanski likes in his offensive lineman. Because if you think about it, DeJuan Jones, the 6'8", 6'9" offensive lineman he had in Cleveland, big dude. That wasn't a Stefanski type guy. They like agile, quick, nimble feet guys because they like to run play action. They like to run bootlegs. They like to do strings. So you got to be athletic. Mekhi Lemon is he is eligible for the draft. He will be in the draft probably, and he suffered a torn ACL. So we could get lucky, and he could fall to the second round.
Yeah,
but go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm gonna say. For me, I'm still looking at old Zachariah Branch, but you know, we're gonna see what happens, man. I like
Eric. Hold on, Chris. Who told you this lie, Eric? Who told you this lie?
They're talking about Bergeron might get cut.
No,
man,
no.
you gonna tackle them?
No.
Tackle them for saying some mess like that. Nah, Bergeron ain't going nowhere. Not no time soon.
Chris, this your area of expertise. I'm gonna let you answer this one.
What scenario keeps Algier? Shoot. Well, honestly, going to him and saying, what do you need to stay? And giving it to him. That's just as simple as it is for me. I do believe that I'm being selfish, okay? Because Tyler deserves number one wide receiver, number one running back money. He deserves to be like at least an opportunity to be the number one guy. He's not going to have that in Atlanta. I mean, let's just keep it real. He's never going to be the number one guy as long as Bijan is healthy in Atlanta anymore. But I still want to keep him because I believe that those two have chemistry. And I believe that, you know, one can help protect the other. And with questions at quarterback, one thing to help take pressure off the quarterback and off of our minds about the quarterback is running the ball. You have a good offensive line and a good run game. You can run the ball until you just absolutely just have to pass. But of course, you're going to want to mix that in well so it's not so predictable and guys are just sitting on what you're doing. You know, we've seen that before too. Remember Desmond Ridder? But either way, I'm just saying we got to the point to where we knew we was going to run the ball and they just start stacking the box. And they said, you're going to have to throw the ball, Desmond. That's what so again, we've seen that before. We don't want to necessarily go through that again. But again, I think Tyler and Bijan together, man, is a recipe for success. And I think a recipe for longevity and health. But let's just be honest. And I feel you, Tay Hall. I do. I don't think Tyler is staying. I think somebody's going to offer him money because they see the old school style that he has as a running back. They see that he doesn't shy away from contact. And honestly, more times than not, he wins the battle in the trenches. He's running the guy over. Cornerback, safety, even some linebackers. So at the end of the day, man, I just feel like you should keep Tyler Algier, but I know in keeping Tyler, you will lose somebody else. I know it's a lot of people that say, hey, man, I'd rather keep Kyle Pitts over Tyler Algier. But just for me, I'm just thinking about the run game, and I'm thinking about the quarterback situation and how it all can go hand in hand along with the offensive line. If you can get all those things to work together, I feel like you got a recipe, but we'll see.
And then, we talked about, Kyle Pitts, but now that I just thought about that Tyler Linderbaum comparison, I let Kyle Pitts walk. Because, it's tight ends in the draft that can come in and do what he can do. And think about it. I think David Njoku was on the last year of his deal, and he was a Kevin Stefanski guy. And you can probably bring him in for cheaper than what you're paying on a one-year deal, cheaper than what you're paying Kyle Pitts. Because David Njoku has already got his big deal. And he may have one more year left, and they may cut him, who knows. But, if he's available, I can see him here. And, again, I would take that center over a tight end because that offensive line is very important to protect your quarterback of the future, no matter who that is. No matter if it's this year, next year, 2 years from now, that center position is important. And you see how important it was this year because New Zealand held up his own, but pass blocking wasn't his strength. It wasn't his strength. So, you go get somebody that's, good at both.
They say, go get you somebody that can do both.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. But, another tight end that nobody's talking about that could be out is Cole Kmet with the Bears, who was with Ian Cunningham in Chicago. He could definitely be an option because he's a receiving guy. And, look, we like Kyle Pitts. We love Kyle Pitts. There are other options out there. Cole Kmet is the name I just thought about when Tay brought this up. The Bears drafted Loveland with the 10th pick. Just shows Ian values tight ends high, along with Ryan and Stefanski. So, look, Cole Kmet could be here in Atlanta. Who knows? Because I think Loveland going to take that spot in Chicago.
Yeah, he is already on the projection to go to have that spot, to be honest. He's a gamer. And honestly, they're going to give him more opportunities, so I can see it. I also seen a question about inside linemen, like the defensive tackles and stuff. And
I'm gonna bring y'all all of that, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna bring y'all all of that. We're gonna give y'all all the prospects we can before April hit. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I'm just already looking at the list. I'm not gonna give it away, but I'm looking at the list, and boy, it's a lot of old guys.
The way college football set up now, you're gonna get older guys coming out in the draft.
Oh no, I'm talking about free agency. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of older guys, and I'm gonna tell y'all, man, y'all didn't like Eddie Goldman, but I think we lost Eddie Goldman. Granddaughter, this is one of my main guys. I think he's gonna slip into the bottom of the third round. I don't know why. But I think he's going to slip into the bottom of the third round because he's very athletic. He can block, and, he has decent speed. So, Sam Roush is going to be one of them guys that slips into the bottom of the third round. If he lands on the right team, Kansas City is one of those teams that he fits perfect. So, Say Loveland already got it. He almost had 200 yards in division playoff game. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. See what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Now Holmes Holmes all right. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's a good one, and he's gonna take that job. Well, like you said, he already got it. He already got it.
Bottom of the guru, he said, you guys think Bill Callahan helped Jack Nelson improve on the right? Absolutely.
Woo!
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bill Callahan is one of the best offensive line coaches to ever coach in the NFL. This
And
is
if
why
he
I
can't,
love. Go
and
ahead.
if he can't, I'm just setting you up, and I said, and if he can't get it the best out of him,
Y'all know what's gonna happen. He was 7th-round pick, so what they losing? Nothing.
nothing.
Cause like I tell y'all, anything from 6th and 7th round to me is project players. Somebody you gotta develop a little bit more than the average player. I mean, because look, 7th round is close to being undrafted. So I mean, you need a little bit more development.
Hey, Tate. Hey, I like this one from Tate. Yeah, old Eric Genty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris talked about him. Yeah, Chris talked about
We've
him.
been talking about linebackers a little bit, behind the scenes, and yeah, I do like him, man. I
Yeah,
do.
Chris talked about him. So yeah, I mean, Tay, when I put up my next drop profile video, just drop a name down there. Drop one name. Don't drop too many because I can't
Right.
do but one at a time. So,
Give me a second, goddamn it.
but yeah, Chris talked about him, man. 6'6" can do it all.
That'll be interesting. I don't know if he'll be there for the Falcons, but that'll be
I'm gonna
interesting.
tell you though, he remind me, and I'm an old school guy. He reminds me of Jameer Miller. Y'all might not remember because it probably for y'all time, but he was an Arizona Cardinals linebacker that played. He could get out to the quarterback. He could drop back in coverage. He was an interception demon back in the day. So yeah, he reminds me of Jameer Miller. Go ahead.
I'm looking at this. All right, and see, man, I'm already kind of like giving that stuff away, but hypothetically,
Look at your ass.
if we don't re-sign Caden Ellis, I would not mind going to get a younger option. Caden is 30 years old, going on 31. I know some of y'all may be like, really? He's that old? Yes, he is. And I'm not going to lie to you. As far as market value, this guy is costing a little more, only about $1 million and some change. But market value right now, I'll take Quay Walker. Ooh, and have him with Divine Diablo.
Y'all talked about that on Twitter the other day.
Man,
that would not be a bad idea.
Man,
that would not be a bad idea. Because y'all got to remember, some of these guys, even though they don't play on the same team, some of these guys in the NFL, they train together. And they talk about these things during the offseason. Hey, man, what if you become available doing such and such? Come on over and play with me because we got this person, we got that person. Oh, this happens all the time in the NFL. How do you think Derrick Henry got to Baltimore?
Yeah, that's another thing. It's just stuff you got to think about.
Yeah, nobody's trying to say he would love to keep Algier, but he wouldn't get enough touches to justify paying him and what he probably deserved. That's an excellent point.
That's what I'm saying.
That's an excellent point.
That's why I keep saying, like, when I talk about Algier, I say I'm being selfish. I'm admitting it because I know he deserves that money. And I know that the carries, again, just like he's saying, it's not going to warrant the money that's being paid. But I just, oh, man, it just be lovely. Because, again, we've talked about, okay, who can you have to replace Algier? I'm like, for Bijan, nobody. I'm like, you already got it. But and the guys that you could replace him with, you ain't going to be able to get because those teams want to keep those guys.
Exactly.
So like I'm just saying, like even Seattle is going to be in that situation in a minute with Charbonnet and Walker the third.
Walker, yeah, absolutely. And see the thing about running back, even though all running backs are not the same, running backs are replaceable because it's a position that you don't need a superstar to get 1,000 yards. Because as I tell y'all all the time, Mike Shanahan, when he was in Denver, he can plug any running back in the backfield to get 1,000 yards. Mike Anderson, Quentin Griffin. And this was, I think a little bit, it was before and after Terrell Davis. And Terrell Davis was a fifth round pick. And he was a special teams guy before he even became the starting running back.
Worked his way through the trenches for real.
He was the 4th string running back at one point. Nearly kicked off the team. But Hey, Mike Shanahan took a chance on him and it paid off.
Mm.
Bottom of the guru said Braden Trash has been a missing piece for 2 years. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he gets another. He's not another Troy. Whew.
I hope not, bro, because Troy has just been such a disappointment, and that would be a big disappointment if he was unable or unable to, get on the field and stay on the field. Because I thought
Right.
he was going to be fine, and then when I heard about that fluid on the knee, I said, "God Almighty knows." I said, "Oh man, that's always something you got to think about."
My bad. I'm eating again.
This
When you
guy.
talk about, see, this lets me know that that knee injury is more serious than what they put on. Because if he had fluid buildup a year after the operation, that injury was worse than what everybody thought. That means he had a lot of structural damage. So, yeah, we hope he gets back to the field. But at this point, it's not looking promising. And I'm not gonna sell y'all no lies. We just gonna see what's gonna happen. But Granddad said, y'all thoughts on Ephesians Prosock from Washington. All I hear is super good things about him in the day 3 range, but his stock is rising. Oh, he'll end up in the 3rd round. No way he makes it past day 2. He's a top 100 talent.
He wasn't. Hold on. He didn't play with Penix though, did he?
I don't know. But I have seen tape on him and he's pretty good and damn good in coverage.
Yeah, I see.
Good closing speed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got a. I know.
Technique, all that.
Yeah, it's all about the hip motion, fluidity for me too, man. Being able to change directions because guys can run routes and you got to be able to change that direction. But he does have that good athleticism and that size and speed. Also, I know he also has toughness too because I think he broke his hand.
Yep.
Then like a couple seasons ago, he broke his hand or something like that, and he kept on
Yep.
playing. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was like I do remember that. That was bowl, Alamo Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, the Alamo Bowl. Yeah, so I mean, and then it's like that a name like how he has is kind of like hard to not pick if see him. It's like his name is very unique, so it's just like okay. But he's 6'4" though. It say he's 190. That may be a fluctuation because I know I've seen other places where it was like
I think he
185.
I think he closer to 200 because I
Yeah,
know he done put on some weight. But he is a slim dude.
yeah.
And you talk about Tariq Woolen, he fits that same mold. So
He
yeah,
was at the Super Bowl, by the way.
right.
So yeah, man. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I like it. So I know the kid. He has some fire. I'm also thinking about the kid from Georgia too. Come on, y'all, help me out because I
Leverett.
yeah,
Yeah, he's in the Senior Bowl. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
They say he's showing out too.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would.
Spoiler alert. I
Nate
had him as a
Bailey.
3rd round pick for the Falcons in my mock draft.
Okay. I mean, and I can go for that. I believe we're going to draft a corner anyway, and I still do believe that we're going to sign one, even if it's not like a crazy big signing. I think we're going to bring on a cornerback, so just to come and help out with some depth, if nothing else. So
At the right price, I think D offer comes back too. The way
yeah,
he played last year, he coming back.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Dion. I'm looking at a Deion Sanders jersey. Sorry, but at the same time, I do. Hey man, you eating? I'm looking at jerseys.
Hey, it happens.
but yeah, but ultimately though, yeah, I think D Alford played his way into a contract, and he does want to play for Coach Brick. And why wouldn't he? Honestly, you look at it, Coach Brick, Justin Hood, all those guys, so we're having better seasons and and kind of like rejuvenating their careers and everything under this tutelage. So Nate Olley for the defensive linemen. So it's just like at the end of the day, if the Falcons, are willing to pay him, yeah, I think he will be back. But if not, then we may be drafting a couple people then.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Dress ain't nothing wrong being selfish. A1 every now and then.
Yeah, man. I'm just being honest, man. That's how I feel. I mean, I've always liked Tyler Algier. When we drafted Tyler Algier, and I went back then and looked at the tape on it, I said, "Well, we just got a steal," and then it was even better than what we thought. Him having that 1,000-yard season, and shoot, man. Since then, I mean, Tyler, man, he's done nothing but good things for the Falcons. Remember, this is a guy that hasn't even fumbled in his career, so it's just like.
And that's hard to do in the NFL because you got
hard.
people flying at you 200 miles an hour, hitting you with their helmet, damn, they're breaking your arm, and you still hold on to the ball. But Rodney said he liked that offensive line if we get Linderbaum, and I would love that too.
Mm-hmm.
Taser, how much do y'all think Leo Chenault would command? He would be a nice addition. Absolutely would be a nice addition.
We talked about him a couple seasons ago.
I'm looking at 12 to 14 million, somewhere in that range.
That actually sounds about right.
12 to 14 million. I can say about that range. Yeah, bottom of the guru. Yeah, we talking Dylan Everett. Absolutely.
Yeah, Dylan Everett. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, man, another good pop-up show, man. Again, man. Whew. New GM. So let's see where this thing, goes from here. Because now that we got everything in place, now we can start looking towards the draft. Now we can start looking towards free agency. And y'all done jumped the gun because y'all have been throwing things in my comment box for the longest.
Right.
But I'm telling you, we can't deny it now. So now y'all will get to show us who stays, who goes, draft profiles. And we may do draft profiles, just as live streams. We do the homework, we do the mock-up. So y'all join us because, look, I think this has started something special, man. It's been far too long. It's just time for things to start going in the right direction. But before we go, take out one more question. Makai Lemon or Zachariah Branch? That's a great question.
I'm a Branch guy myself.
Yeah, I did a full mock-up on Branch, so I got to go Branch. And Makai Lemon coming off an ACL injury, so you got to go with the more healthy guy.
And the only lemon I trust is Metal Art, bro.
Go ahead. There you go with that again. Yeah, little man, Tariq Woolen would be a nice pickup, but I think he's gonna command too much. Drea said the offer fell off until he was replaced. External motivation screws us. We pay them and they don't deliver. That's why I say Pitt can go. And look, Drea, we gave y'all, names that can replace Kyle Pitt. So I don't have a problem with him leaving. Even though I think he's an extraordinary talent, he would fit well in his offense. You got a good offensive coordinator, they can bring in somebody to do the same job for less money.
Yep, and better blocking. So you got to think about that as well. So, real quick about Leo.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
His market value is $4.6 million.
I don't go by that. Yeah. The way he's been playing, he's going to get at the least. At the least, he would get 8 to 12 million. At the least. Yeah. High side 14. I'm sticking to that 14 on the high side. Because look, I tell y'all all the time, that thing can say one thing, but team getting the bidding war, they're gonna drive that number way up. Yeah.
That's why also I wouldn't be surprised about that 20 million season for Linderbaum.
Oh, he coming off IR, so okay. So if he coming off IR, then yeah, that $4 million makes sense. He'll sign a 1-year deal for about 4 to 6 million and prove it like Divine Diablo. But Divine Diablo got 2 years. So he's coming back for 1 more year, but I think they'll sign him to a long-term deal at some point this year.
Okay, yeah, he dealt with a shoulder injury that kept him out from week 16 through 18.
Oh, he'll be ready. He'll be ready. What was his numbers last year?
Let's see. He last year. Okay, so he started 12 games, played in 14, Played 39% of the snaps, had 2 sacks, 54 tackles, 23 of those being solo, and no forced fumbles, but did have 1 interception.
And he's a decent special teams player, and that's what we need. So if I can see 47 million. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, if he only had 54 tackles, the numbers don't justify 12 million.
It don't.
So
Barely 10.
47. Yeah, we're keeping that 47 range. But I know I've watched him play, and I know he can play.
No, yeah, he can.
But Tay said he's gonna drive 9 hours from Maryland to Georgia for training camp this year. Hope to see y'all there. Tay, just let us know when you're coming down. We definitely gonna see you there. And you get to take all the pictures with us you want, man, because we had a blast last year, man.
Man, it was so much.
We had a blast. Hey, your boy even got on TV, on channel on Fox 5.
Yeah,
Check
Fox 5. It was just so funny, man. Real quick about that. That's a funny story, just because.
Man, do not tell them about the plate I was eating when I was holding in my hand.
No, I wasn't even gonna say about that.
I could not put down that plate for some reason. I was hungry as hell.
That was funny. They got Smitty at too. But but yeah, though, man, it was just so funny how out of all the spots that they could have filmed, they filmed right there where all the content creators were.
Yeah, they know who we are, man. Because the crazy thing about it, before we even started with that, before they started filming, all the people, Mark Ramundi, Jarvis Davis, anybody you can think of in media came right over there and started talking to all of us. Everybody knew who we were. So when they started shooting for the news, camera shot right there from the jump and didn't move. So they watched us more than we think.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, you're seeing that, and then also you think about it, other people posting different things, other news outlets and news channels posting other things. You know, we had pictures of us that we didn't even know we were in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we seen it on other pages and there stuff like that, and we like, hold on, that's when Tori took a picture with all us, and it's somebody that took a picture of that from a distance,
right.
You know, and all this stuff. So it was a fun time, man. That was my
and
first.
The crazy thing too, Chris, we was on the team page too.
Yeah, exactly, man. Again, it was a blast. That was my first ever training camp, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, so we we doing something right. Tate said Lemon is coming off ACL. That's someone else. Okay, I was wrong. I admit I was wrong. But yeah. Rodney, before we go, he said, how will Mike Evans' season go with Zach as the OC? Mike Evans will not be in Tampa Bay next year. There are already reports that he might be gone because they can't afford that salary anymore, and they got too many spots they need to fill. So you might not only Mike Evans, you might see other players take pay cuts or get cut at cap casualties. But yeah, Mike Evans will probably not be in Tampa. And my boy James Conner, former Buccaneer, he still has ties to the team. And he's been hearing it, for a while. So he made a video about it. So we'll see.
We'll see what happens. He'll probably go to the Saints.
And somewhere in the division. Appreciate you, Brandon. Appreciate you, my guy. But yeah, man, another great pop-up show. Again, man, thank y'all for the bomb donation. Truly appreciate it. I didn't want to tell y'all, but I had to because that's why I keep the crank up the super chats. Because I love doing things for free. Don't get me wrong, but I love to be gratified as well. But look, thank y'all for the donation. Truly appreciate it. But Chris, you know what to do, man.
Hey man, just like I'm just putting right here, man. First of all, salute to the chat, man. Thank y'all for always coming through. Man, it's almost 1:00 in the morning and y'all up with us. So we really appreciate y'all for coming through because we do this content and y'all make it fun, to do this content. And thank you for all the kind words and everything. Like we really do, take those to heart and we really do appreciate that. And it keeps, motivate us to continue to, bring all this coverage and everything, just everything that's going around just Atlanta sports, but especially the Falcons right now, because we're the hottest thing, the hottest topic right now. So again, moving forward, just get ready, y'all. We're going to be doing pop-up shows. We're going to try to schedule a lot of our content just so everybody can be able to like know about it before it comes out. But we still gonna do pop-up shows too. So it's just at the end of the day, man, we got y'all covered. And thank y'all for always joining. But for me, Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, the real A1 Forever on TikTok, but also A1 Forever Sports. That is the platform on YouTube. Come over and be a part of the A1 family. Also, catch me on the Hawks Digest as well. Me, Walter, and Michael were over there doing our thing, covering everything, all Atlanta Hawks. So make sure y'all catching us over there as well. Make sure y'all find y'all peace today. It's a brand new day, so it's not too early to find that peace because positive energy always creates elevation. And we thank you guys always.
What you mean it ain't too early? It's damn 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, too damn early.
Find your peace.
See, Brian, thank you for the donation, my brother. Truly appreciate it. And thank you for catching the live, man. We glad you caught this live, man. Truly appreciate you as always for supporting me because I know you've been following me for a very long time. I remember names. I'm good with names. That's something that I do remember. I got some people still following me from when I had 48 subs 5 years ago. So that's a blessing in itself. But again, man, thank y'all for staying up with us. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I know a lot of y'all got to go to work, but before we go, y'all please go to A1 Forever and Smitty Sports Machine. Hype up our videos because the more y'all hype them up, the more they get pushed through the algorithm, and YouTube will recognize them a little bit more. So see, Brian, I know you've been here since day one, my guy. That's what I'm saying. I remember names. Because one thing about y'all get on my ass if I'm wrong. Look, I ain't got no problem with that. Because look, I'm not always right 100% of the time. Nobody is.
Nobody is.
So look, thank y'all. But y'all know where to catch me, man, at FatBoySlim_21 on Twitter. Because I'm always over there blowing that thing up. And also catch me every single day on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. And you can catch me on TikTok, Smitty Sports Machine. I don't post over there often, but I'm always, over there looking and watching. Because, look, one thing about it, I keep my eye on everything. So, look, that's what I do. I do it for y'all. But CB say he be watching you on Hot Digest too, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Really do.
Kibu said he been there since 2020, so he one of my day ones, man. Him and C. Bryant. So see, they know what I'm talking about, man. They know.
Yeah, I'm talking.
And Tay Hall said for years, just finally got a YouTube account. So look, that's what I'm saying, man. All my day ones, they still follow me, and they still showing me love, and I'm gratefully appreciative of that. Because if it weren't for y'all, there would be no me, and there would be no YouTube, and there would be no Smitty Sports Machine. And one more thing before I leave. We talked about training camp. I got to say this. Every time I go to training camp, y'all show me so much love. Y'all make me feel like a celebrity, which I know I'm not. I'm just an everyday Joe, just like y'all. But y'all make me feel that way. Because one thing about it, there's a lot of negativity in this YouTube world. It's a lot of drama. And I'm not here for that. But one thing I am here for, make sure y'all get this news. Make sure y'all give it to y'all 100% the best I can. And for y'all to show me love the way y'all do, man, that makes me forget about all the bad things that goes on in my life, the health problem that I deal with, and y'all just don't know how that motivates me and helps me mentally. So, look, great show. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Chris, if you got anything else to say before we get out of here, go on and say it. If not, we can roll on.
Oh, shoot. Good night.
Good morning.
You're right.
But yeah, we'll see y'all in a little while, man, because I'm sure I got some videos dropping in a little while. But I talked to y'all in a little while, man. And again, man, y'all go check out the previous videos I put up today. And that'll give y'all a little bit more insight as to Ian Cunningham and Kirk Cousins situation. But until then, man, we're going to holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace.